Hi everyone, can you please confirm if you can hear me and if you can see the screen? Let me know. Guys, please confirm if you can see the screen and if you can hear me fine. Please type it in the chat box. Wonderful, wonderful. I can see that you can hear me and you can see my screen. Okay, so we will begin now. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for joining our webinar, Building Fluency. This program is conducted by Professional Spoken English Club, and Professional Spoken English Club is one of the clubs run by Uttkrist Innovations Private Limited. So we will discuss more about these things in the future slides. So I welcome you all. Thank you very much for joining, and let's move forward. There will be a question and answer session in the last. So if you have any questions, please take a note of that question and don't forget to ask me in the end. Okay. This is a brief about me. So I have been into education for like 11, 12 years now. And Uttkrist Innovations is one of the companies. Just give me a second. Okay, guys, there was some technical difficulty, so we will be sharing the screen from my different laptop. Just give me a second. Okay, this is a brief about me. So I have been into education for like 11 years now, and I have trained professionals from different areas of different industries, especially from IT and finance. I have helped them speak better in their personal life and in their professional life. So this is the agenda for today. This is what we are going to discuss about. So we'll talk briefly about our company, Uttkrist Innovations Private Limited. We'll talk about the clubs we have and in specific professional spoken English club. Then we will talk about why English, because most of the time I get this question from my audience that why we should learn English, why not promote our own mother tongue? Okay, so we'll focus on that. Then we will watch 2 videos. Okay. Then we will go to 13 tips. This is the main part of today's program. 13 tips to help you speak fluently. And then we'll tell you more features about our professional spoken English club and free spoken English club. And finally, we'll come to question and answer session. If you have problem listening to me or viewing the slide, please message me in the chat. So this is brief about Uttkrist Innovations Private Limited. So we are a Noida-based company focusing on creating innovative e-learning resources. And our own product, our own flagship product is Professional Spoken English Club. So it is led by veterans. What do I mean when I say veterans is people with more than 10 plus years of experience and who have coached people in the past. So it's a community. Professional Spoken English Club is a community or club wherein there is no one single teacher. Just like how you learn Hindi from your parents, you learn English from this community, right? So we'll talk about this feature more in the future in the next slides. This is brief about our clubs. So we run 3 clubs. One is Professional Spoken English Club, second is Free Spoken English Club, and third is Uttkrist Fitness You Fit Club. And through our PSEC and FSEC program, we have reached 1,000 plus members in 13 plus countries. So the main reason why we created a Professional Spoken English Club and Free Spoken English Club. So I'll tell you a history about it. So we started a year ago, and then we wanted to offer a program that fits everyone. So when you go outside and when you try to speak to your friends in English, they laugh at you, you laugh at them, and then you both are discouraged, you both end up not practicing it. That is why we are failing to learn English as a language every day. So that is the reason we created our community. We came very closer to perfection in 1 year. Our program have helped people with stammering issues. Our program has helped people who couldn't even speak a sentence to speak, and I would not say like an American, but speak clearly and convey the idea for 4 to 5 minutes. So this is the change in 5 to 6 months that any person who joins our community can see. So our community in Professional Spoken English Club and Free Spoken English Club, we have all sorts of, all levels of people who are in the beginner level, in the intermediate level, in the advanced level. So there is something to learn from for everyone, and we'll show you how in the future. So I wanted to bring this to you. Why English? So the market share, when I say market share, so the training market of English as a language, right? So global English language learning market will reach 27 US billion dollars by the year 2027. So that is how the industry is growing, right? So lots of international organizations, they're investing a lot, and then they are making sure that they come with innovative products to help you speak English better. And why, if you ask me, why is it important? Because English is not a language of any specific country in today's time. When we are speaking English, it's not like we are promoting West alone. It's like it's everywhere. If you go to a foreign country, not just United States or a native speaking, country, but then you go anywhere, you will find somebody who can speak English. And then you can communicate with that person. Whether you need to ask for water or whether you need to ask for medicine, you will find somebody who speaks English. That is why English is very important for all of us to learn. In an interesting study in 2010, examined the social meanings of English in the Mexican city of Oaxaca as reflected in the use of English in street signs, shop names, and product brands. He identified 6 themes or ideas that English represents in that context. English is advanced and sophisticated. So when you speak English, I'm not sure if you would all agree to it. Whenever an employer knocks our door and wants to hire us, no, you may be an amazing, intelligent engineer or a finance professional, but your job would be to communicate with people. You may be intelligent, but you cannot function alone in your native language, whether it is Hindi or Tamil or or Mexican. You cannot function in your native language all the time. You will need to communicate with the other person, and to communicate with the other person offshore or people who come from different area. Even in India, if someone is coming from Kerala to Delhi to work, he would not know Hindi. If a person from Delhi is going to work in Kerala, he would not know Malayalam. So English becomes a common language that connects all of us, even in our country, even in India. So when I see people fighting over why should I, promote English language and why not our own language, so I tell them this. So English is advanced and sophisticated. English is fashion. English is being cool. English is sexy. English is for expressions of love. English is for expressing subversive identities. Now, there is a very famous movie. I may not remember the name, but then I remember the scene. Okay, yeah, I can recall the name. It's Ramaya Vastaviya. Okay, so I'm not sure if you have watched this movie, but actually the brother-in-law said something in funny, like in an abusive word to his brother-in-law, and then he minds it. He gets angry that why did he use that word, and then he says to his brother-in-law that if I would have told you the same thing in English, you would have not mind. But then whether you abuse in English or whether you say anything in English, then English is something you don't generally mind if somebody even tells you something a little bad. And if somebody calls you stupid in English, and if somebody calls you murk in Hindi, you would mind in Hindi. You would probably mind a little less when it comes to English. So there are the reasons for you to learn, and few more in the coming slides. Scope of English language. I have spoken to many people, and especially when it comes to members of our own group, we have members who are working for amazing IT companies in India, in Delhi, in Bangalore, in different places. I speak to them, and then I tell, they tell me that Shivam, if I know how to speak English, if I know how to speak, communicate in English effectively, they can speak English, but if they can communicate effectively, they will add lakhs of package in their salary. So if they're getting 15 lakhs right now, they would add at least 5 to 7 lakhs more, or 10 lakhs. The reason is because if you want to be promoted to senior level, you need to communicate the thing that is being passed on. Like, let's say if the CEO is saying something to you, you need to convey that to the frontline workers or the junior executives. But then if you don't have a good communication skills, you will mess that up. And no matter how encouraging, what good leadership you have, if you don't have that strong communication skills in English, you will not end up getting that position. There are some exceptions, but then mostly you take your phone and call anybody who's working in mid to senior management. They will tell you this, right? Even for a fresher, if you have a good communication skills, today you hesitate and today you step back from practicing. But then if you invest money and if you practice it daily, then at least by 80,000 to 1,50,000 is something that you can encash immediately in your first placement drive, right? Because if you know effective English, that will also help you read more, explore more, negotiate better, right? If you are stammering, if you lack confidence, you cannot negotiate. Though you may be a very skilled engineer, you cannot negotiate if you don't have good command in English. So there are few videos I would like you to watch. I'll just play them. Just give me a second. with all your heart. I think you cannot. I think you are not able to hear the audio. Let me just fix that for you.
I've been doing a lot of thinking. And the thing is, I love you.
What?
I love you.
How do you expect me to respond to this?
How about you love me too?
How about I'm leaving?
Doesn't what I said mean anything to you?
I'm sorry, Harry. I know it's New Year's Eve. I know you're feeling lonely, but you just can't show up here, tell me you love me, and expect that to make everything all right. It doesn't work this way.
Well, how does it work?
I don't know, but not this way.
How about this way? I love that you get cold when it's 71 degrees out. I love that it takes you an hour and a half to order a sandwich. I love that you get a little crinkle above your nose when you're looking at me like I'm nuts. I love that after I spend a day with you, I can still smell your perfume on my clothes. And I love that you are the last person I want to talk to before I go to sleep at night. And it's not because I'm lonely, and it's not because it's New Year's Eve. I came here tonight because when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible.
You see? That is just like you, Harry. You say things like that, and you make it impossible for me to hate you. And I hate you, Harry. I really hate you.
Okay, so I believe you watched this, and the reason why I was showing you this personal video on how the actor proposes to, the actress, and the reason why she could not say no is because his proposal is very well thought, very creative. It's just not about learning how to speak, but also about what to speak. The content that you speak also matters. Now you see how you proposed, how the actor proposed. After that, the actress says, you say things like that, and then it becomes impossible for me to hate you, right? So it is just not about how fluent you speak, but it's also about how meaningful you speak. Okay, so now there is one more video. So this movie clip was from When Harry Met Sally. You can watch this later if you want to watch. Now I will play a small scene from a very famous series called The Office. Okay, and you see the miscommunication or just a funny scenario.
Because corporate wants somebody to be here on Saturday, and so we're going to have a couple people come in on the weekends, and I know nobody's going to want to do it, and everybody's going to...
Start, you're gonna get a bullet in your head, courtesy of Butch Cassidy.
Because corporate wants somebody to be here on Saturday, and so we're going to have a couple people come in on the weekends, and I know nobody's going to want to do it, and everybody's going to complain and bitch, and I don't want to have to deal with it.
And that's why you have an assistant regional manager.
Yes, it is. Assistant to the regional manager.
Same thing.
No, it's not. It's lower, so...
It's close. Michael!
Oh, God!
Dwight, come on!
Wanted to talk to you about the downsizing.
There's no downsizing.
But if there were, I'd be protected as assistant regional manager.
Assistant to the regional manager, Dwight.
Yeah.
I am now senpai, which is assistant sensei.
Assistant to the sensei, that's pretty cool.
Assistant.
Okay, so if you want to watch this again, you can just look for The Office. on YouTube and you can watch it. So I'll tell you the reason behind showing you this scene from the office. So there was a conflict. The manager was saying, the regional manager was saying that you are being promoted to assistant to the regional manager, and he understands that as assistant regional manager. So there is a big difference in assistant regional manager and assistant to the regional manager, right? So I mean, it's a funny scenario. You can just see the communication gap here. So now I would like to expand on 13 tips for you to speak fluently. Okay. The first thing is you have to stop fighting with your feelings. The first thing is to accept it. If whether you are making grammatical mistakes, whether you are not able to use right words, whatever is your weakness in English, you need to accept that feeling that yes, you are uncomfortable, yes, you are hesitant, because once you accept it, then you will start working on it. But most of us, I see, they don't accept that feeling. So if you have already done this, congratulations. Let's go to the second. Start speaking English as much as possible. So I will share a scenario of my own personal life. So I used to speak in English with my parents, not all the time, but sometimes. They would not understand English, but then it's a human language. So they would get a feel of what I'm talking about. Okay, so every time I would find an opportunity, I would speak in English. When I was studying in my high school, we were staying with a bunch of other kids from the same school, right? So instead of saying computer, when I would say computer, right, in the Native American accent, kids would make fun of me. But then today, after, the process of building yourself is always challenging. But then once you have built yourself, the same enemy becomes your fan, right? So today you are hesitant that you are not able to speak, people will judge you, but then that is how the journey starts. You start making correct pronunciation today, you speak for 5 minutes, somebody will correct one pronunciation, you will move on. I will tell you one another example. I was a teacher and I started my career in one of the initial jobs that I had. I was assistant teacher in class 2. Okay, so I came to, it was an international school. I came in the class and then I told all the students, keep quiet. And a student from class 2 corrected me, sir, it's not keep quiet, it's keep quiet. Okay, now if I would feel hesitant that a class 2 student is correcting me, like most of you would, I would never end up learning the language or coming closer to speaking good. But then because I faced through all of those things, that has, if you ask me, many people ask me, how did you learn to speak well? Though I am always shaping it to be better than yesterday and today, but then it is through facing through all the challenges and letting even a class 2 student correct me and not hesitate to speak again in front of him and not hesitate to again be corrected by him, right? So you have to go outside, battle, and through battles you will shape yourself. Interact with English every single day. So this is similar, line to the past one. So try to speak, try to find partners. Now, Professional Spoken English Club is one such community where you don't know the other person. Okay, you get to know them. So if you join the program today, you will have many people to talk to. Just you can drop a message in our group saying that, hey, anyone up for conversation? You will receive a message from somebody. Yes, you can speak to that person, and that person will not judge you like your friends, will not laugh at you. Why? Because they are also here for the same purpose. So you both of your purposes connect. So more than a training center, we are basically a social platform where we connect two people who want to learn. Okay. Use resources made for you. So we provide a lot of resources in our programs, but having said that, it's never enough. Right, so you can go to different websites, you can go to YouTube, you can listen to a lot of speeches. There is a very famous saying, I always tell that to people who come to me for advice, that if you want to write well, you need to read a lot. If you want to speak well, you need to listen well. Now if you every day, if you start hearing one or two speeches, Imagine the amount of vocabulary that your subconscious mind will pick from it. And imagine how you can speak 6 months down the line. Because every day you are listening to one or two speeches. So as of now, listen double and at least practice half. And there are lots of exercises related to grammar on internet, which are free for you to practice. Please use them. Don't focus too much on English grammar. This is one of the main points. The reason why I call it a main point is because in India, I find, or in many other countries as well, I find most of the learners, they get stuck with grammar. Their soul is stuck with grammar. Every time they are like, personal possessive pronoun or past perfect continuous tense, they get stuck into these things. But when it comes to speaking, they cannot speak. If you ask them about grammar, they will know grammar better than even me or even good trainers. But then if you ask them to connect those dots, their knowledge and speak, they will not be able to speak. And if you focus too much on grammar, every time before you speak, you have to process in your brain whether I'm speaking correctly. And when you are thinking before speaking and letting it pass through thinking and then analyzing through the grammar and so many other things, you will never become fluent. Why? Because your process of speaking becomes longer when you are adding grammar filter and so many other things. When you are reading and listening to so many things, automatically your brain starts picking on grammar. Honestly, if you ask me tense right now, I would not know many rules of the tense. But then if I'm speaking in front of you, I'm sure you think that I speak good. The reason is because I don't focus too much on grammar. Now in Hindi, we say train aa rahi hai, right? Now there is no rule to it. Why do you need to know the rule? Even if you don't know the rule, you still know that that is the format. So that's how you will pick up English as well. So I'm not saying no to grammar, but then don't focus too much. Work on your pronunciation. So there is a very simple user interface, or you can say, or an application developed by Google. Okay, so you can just go to Google and just like you ask Google to define a word for you, like you can write define pronunciation. Okay, so it will tell you the meaning of pronunciation, or you will write define innovations, so it will define the word for you. But instead of that, if you write pronounce innovation, so it will tell you the pronunciation of innovation, and at the same time it will make you practice it. Okay, so it will break the syllables and it will teach you each and every part of the syllables to how to pronounce them, and then you can record it, and then Google will tell you if you pronounced it correctly. So you can use this free tool that is made by Google, okay, to work on your pronunciation. Learn phrases and not words. Most of us, we only focus on vocabularies. But then what will you do of vocabularies? You look at the vocabulary and you look at the word meaning and you never know how to use them in actual sentence. I have seen people mugging up grammar, mugging up vocabularies, but they don't practice it. So instead of just going for vocabulary, go and learn phrases, go and learn idioms and use them. So we provide all of these things in our professional spoken English club. Consider a big lifestyle change. Now this may get a little funny because I would highly suggest if you can get a life partner who is from Western country where any country where English is the native language, right? Because if you speak with that person all the time, because you would be emotionally, physically, spiritually, in every way connected to that person, that will fasten your process of learning the language. Okay, but then because it is a far-fetched goal, I'm not sure if you can attain that. Instead, what you can do is you can start living the lifestyle like that. Surround yourself with things that you want to accomplish. Now if you want to learn English, try to learn why they celebrate Thanksgiving. Try to learn what is the significance of celebrating Christmas. Try to learn how people in US, what is the marriage culture like in US? What is the relationship of parents and kids in US?
Most of us are told that they are not connected, and we feel that in America nothing is connected emotionally. But then it doesn't work like some of the Americans have more family values than most of Indians. I'll tell you. This is my personal experience. So consider a big lifestyle change and surround yourself with 360-degree of energy to learn the language. Plan your conversations when you can. So if you have a program, if you have to speak tomorrow, if you have to present a paper, or if you have to, give a speech in your meeting in office, or if you have to do anything, try to plan in advance. What we have seen in conducting most of the programs is when we give people 1 minute, 2 minutes to plan and speak, they don't take that. They immediately jump and they say like, no, I will present right away. Okay, but when you get 30 seconds or 1 minute or whatever time to plan, please plan out a conversation. And even if you see world leaders like Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Narendra Modi, anyone, they carry script. Okay, so when you are giving a speech, it is not a memory contest. Okay, nobody is here to check on your memory, that how good you can memorize the words. If you are giving speech somewhere, you can carry a small cheat. If you can just put it on a podium and read it, so you can carry points. You don't need to write the entire speech and then read everything looking at your note, but you can maintain at least 50-50 ratio. 50% of the time you can look into the notes, 50% of the time you can look at the audience, right, left, top to bottom, and look into their eyes and present. And if you get nervous, take a 10 seconds deep breath, reset, look at your notes, and speak. It's not a memory contest. Please plan your speech whenever you can, or your conversations as well. Make the most of technology. Now, as I have given you one tool like Google, where you can practice your pronunciation. So there are lots of other free applications where you can use technology and you can, master specific areas. Like you can master grammar, not exactly master, but you can practice a lot from free resources on internet. So embrace technology in this. Try some karaoke. Okay. So I'm not sure if all of you know what karaoke is, but then, you can sometimes even I don't understand some of the songs, lyrics that is being played in my system. So what I do is sometimes I turn on the captions, sometimes I just go and look for the lyrics. Sometimes because of the music, sometimes even it is hard to understand Indian songs. Okay, so it's not a magic for you to go and understand American songs, English songs immediately. Okay, so look at those lyrics, try to sing along the songs. And now I'm not prescribing you to listen to specific songs, but the songs of your own choice. Now discipline is must. I'll spend some time explaining this to you. So when I talk about discipline, it's mostly, I have seen that one fine day you realize that, oh, I had to learn English. I'm nowhere in my life. If I had known English, if I could speak English effectively, I would have gotten that job. I would have been in that place. I would have maybe proposed to my girlfriend in the most romantic way in English. I'm not saying that your language is not romantic, but just, you could build a different impression. As we just saw in the previous slide, that English is, um, sexy, or English is advanced and sophisticated. So you have that realization one fine day. You join program like our program, or you join a training center. From next day, what happens? You don't go. You don't show up, right? So discipline is must to anything you want to achieve. If you enroll for a program and if you sit there like a dead kitten, you will not learn anything. You have to actively, not even actively, interactively engage into resources. Make the best out of your resources. So there is a very famous saying, I'm sure you have heard, winners don't do different things, they do things differently. From our platform, there are people who practiced and who got over their stammering issues. There are people who could not speak a single sentence, but are today speaking for 4 to 5 minutes minimum. And after 4 to 5 minutes, we have to stop because that is our limit, in programs, to make sure we don't waste everyone's time. But then that is the difference that some people have brought. So out of 200 people, even we have a few people who end up joining the program and then do nothing after that. Even if we message them, they are always making excuses that because of this I'm not able to join, because of that. But then trust me, in a year or in 6 months, if you are not able to make time, even 1 hour in a week or 2 hours in a week, then it means that it is just not your priority. One fine day you thought of it, you joined. One fine day again you will think of it, you will join another program. So discipline is a must in anything, and especially in learning a language. Attending a language exchange program. So our program is not a training program. There are no classes, there are no teachers. There are only, guides, like I will be one of your guides. There are few other people in the group who can guide. So intermediate people can guide beginner people, advanced people can guide intermediate people, and then while guiding them, even they are practicing it. I'm not sure if all of you know, but your masters or your especially your PhDs are all about teaching other people. Not all about, but it majorly holds that part of teaching and then practicing that for yourself apart from your research. So when you are guiding somebody, even you are recalling something. So it's that. And then the kind of resources that we share in our platform is very healthy. Even if a scientist joins our program, even there is something for that person, right? So even I learn from this community, from all the members that we have. So it's a language exchange program. So I hope if you have any questions, please write it down. We'll have a question answer session in the last. So we'll finish in next 4 minutes and then we'll open for question answers. So these are some of the exercises that we share in our paid program. So for 7 days, we share 7 vocabularies. Now you may find that insist is the very common word, but then how often do you use it? Convince is a very common word, but there are people who don't use it often in the right places. Okay, then what we do is we share 2 articles to read every week. Okay, then every week we recommend you to watch one movie, and then we recommend one TED talk to watch, or any other videos from YouTube that is worth watching. And based on this exercise, so the follow-up for this is we have Nikita is one of our members in the team. She helps convert this into word meanings and then into sentences, and then she shares in the group. So you get to know how to use Wander in so many different places. Okay, articles to read and movies to videos to watch. So once you read this, you don't have to do all of them, but even if you are doing one article to read and one video to watch, you can just record, hit a mic button and say hi, it was wonderful to watch the movie Boyhood, and these are the few things that I learned from the movie, or these are the few things that was that the movie tried to teach us, or these are the few points that the director has put in the movie. So anything that you can recall from that, you can just prepare a 3 to 4 minute speech and you can share in our platform. So what happens is people review it. Okay, now here you can see that somebody has done the assignment and recorded their thought and then posted it in the group. Now anyone who is free, especially one of us who's at an advanced level of learning, we provide feedback. Now you see there is somebody who shared shared 8 minute worth of feedback, not feedback, 8 minutes worth of recording for a movie that he had watched. So there is a follow up. So somebody has reviewed it and then given that what he or she could have spoken better, what was good about it, and what could have been better. Similarly, you see, this is the feedback from my side. So I have said improve your pronunciation of hello everyone. And I like this fact that that person presented sequentially one after the other events. And he used nice vocabularies. And I have suggested to work on flow or delivery. And I have complimented him on being confident. And this person basically, when he is presenting, when he is speaking, he takes pause where he is not supposed to take pause. Like within a sentence, even without a comma, he's taking pause. So this is a feedback for that. And don't, so he always says, so yeah, in most of the sentences. So that this is the feedback to not use that all the time. And this is another feedback. So every time you do something, we give you feedback. So there is, these kind of programs, they charge a lot, but then our charge is very less. So everything that you do, if you have a speech day after tomorrow. If you are preparing and if you want us to review, you can just write a speech, share in the group, we'll review it for you. You can just hit the mic button, record your speech, send it, we'll review it for you, right? So it works like that. So every time you have somebody taking care of you. And we have a lot of people in the community, and many of them are on advanced level, so they can help you with this. It's just not me, but then there are more people in the community who can help. Now, sometimes a follow-up question comes. So from one of those recording, there was a confusion whether how to use that versus which. So there is an explanation given by one of our members. She's an advanced learner and she has given this feedback. And there is further discussion on that. So this is what I meant when I said practice. So someone had just written, hi, is there anyone free for making a conversation or for a practice call? So when you post this, someone will always respond yes to you. And then you can connect with that person and you can speak further and practice. So apart from this, we have 2 sessions in minimum, live sessions every week. One is on Sunday. In that session, we give a theme or we give impromptu topics. We'll give you the topic immediately. You will think about it for 30 seconds, you'll plan, and then you will make a speech of 1 minute. And we will give you feedback then and there, right? So out of, if you are making 10 mistakes, we'll only point out to 2 to 3 main mistakes. The reason why we do this is because we don't want to show you 10 out of 10 mistakes and then discourage you in the very first, right? So that is why our membership is also for 1 year. Okay. And on Wednesday evening, we do grammar sessions. So we have 3 rounds of questions, 20 marks in each round. And, so we cover different areas like tense, subject verb agreement, question tag. And every time these things, they change, right? So it's like a test that every Wednesday, everyone go through in our group. And then based on who wins, sometimes we even award them a Cadbury just to, encourage them to join program. Okay. So we have different pricing model for India and for other countries. So for Canada, US, Canada, and rest of the world, the fee is $499, but then discounted $149. And for India, it is 15,000 rupees per year, and discounted it is 3,999. This is for a limited time. And this is a 1 year program. Okay. So the reason why we do it for 1 year is because we know that you will not be able to be regular. Sometimes you will have your exams, sometimes you will have closing the season, like March is a closing season. That's why the program is for 1 year. And we are not like a training center where the trainer will speak for 1 hour every day and you will just listen. Here, it starts from you. You join today, we will encourage you to speak from today. If you are not confident, we'll ask you to see other people speak and speak from week 2 or week 3. So that is how our system works. Our system works from getting you to speak, right? So this is, something about our program. And we will come to question answer session. I will just ping you the registration link, this India link and US, Canada, and rest of the world. Based on from where you are joining, you can complete your enrollment if you feel like. Or what you can do is you can do that simultaneously if you want to enroll right now, or you can note down my number. Okay. And you can directly message me if you have more questions. Or if you have question related to today's program, we are open for taking your questions. So please raise your hand if you have a question. There is an option to raise hand, or you can type your question in chat box and I'll answer them for you. Feel free to ask anything. Okay.
So we have a question from Prabhu Ram. How do you handle dropouts? Also, learners hesitate to voice their concerns or give feedback. How to handle such issues? So I'll tell you the reason why I can relate to this problem is because some of you have problem in speaking English. I have problem in some different areas where I hesitate to do such things. So I clearly relate to these kind of questions. So what we do is we don't go out and promote our program very, like a corporate. So this is something, this program is something that has, come from our heart. So we very well manage this program. We have limited number of people who have joined our course. Like in premium, we have around 35 people and the max we can take is 55 people so that, every time we have 10-15 people joining on and off or 20 people, and then we can give individual attention to everyone. So today, a lot of people from our group had not joined for the webinar. So some of us, from the admin side, whoever is free, we tag them personally, message them personally in their WhatsApp group, and we ask them, because once they get confidence to speak, we can correct them, and they need hand holding before that. So we give if to answer your question, Prabhuram, we give 1-to-1 support in the beginning to get that confidence going. After they get the confidence, we have enough resources. I hope I answered your question, Prabhuram. If not, you can ask me, you can let me know in chat. So I have shared the enrollment link in the chat. And if you want to enroll, you can go ahead and click on India link if you're from India and enroll. And I'll take other question from Izaz Ahmed. Is this course same as Ielts? So Izaz, to answer your question, just like in schools in India, they follow CBSE, they follow some board. All the international exam, almost all the international exam, whether it's IELTS, TOEFL, Cambridge English exams, they all follow CEFR. Okay, to answer what CEFR is, it's called Common European Framework of Language References. Okay, so I'm not sure if you know CEFR, but then I'll just show you. Just give me a second. I'll share my screen. So this is what CEFR, basically means. I'll open it in full screen so that you can see the imaging data. Yeah. So you see, general and high this business, language skills, IELTS, TOEFL, they all match to the CEFR level. Okay, this A1, A2, forget about pre-A1, it's too low. None of you are in pre-A1, I guess. Even if you are, you can be uplifted. So A1, A2 is like basic. B2 is like lower intermediate. Sorry, B1 is like lower intermediate. B2 is upper intermediate. C1 is professional speakers of a language. C2 is as good as native speaker of the language. So our program will help you prepare for your language test, whether you are trying to write Cambridge English exams or TOEFL or IELTS, or you are trying to apply for a job. Our program will help you prepare for such, exams. So what our commitment is, because we have handful of people that we only take. So let's say if you are in A1 right now, okay, the realistic goal that you and I can set is I can at least from our platform, from our community members, I can at least take you 2 levels higher in 4 to 5 months, given your attendance is 80%, to at least you join 2 sessions in a week and do our exercises. Or if you are, let's say, a little less regular, like you are 60 to 70%, then in 5 to 6 months, I can help you to get up from A1 and go to B1. If you are at B1, I can help you to go from B1 to C1. Okay, so that is our 5 to 6 months of commitment. And the reason why we sell only 1 year program is because we want you to solidify that base that you gained with us. So I hope I answered your question, Izaz. Please let me know if I answered the question to your satisfaction. Okay, so Avani, I will answer your question. You are fluent in English, but you have an issue in engaging with audience. How can we address this? So the Sunday program that I mentioned, Avani, is basically you will be presenting in front of a mass. Okay, so in minimum, we have 15 to 20 people joining every Sunday. And most of the time we give topic beforehand, like at least few days in advance. So you get to write your speech or notes, and then you get to look at those notes and present in our session. And if you not feel confident, what I can do is I can give you some time, 2 weeks time or 3 weeks time to just come to our session, observe other people talk. Okay, this should still require you to enroll for a premium, but then I will give you 2-3 sessions where you will not be asked to speak. You can just listen, and then gradually when you spend a lot of time in that environment, when you start getting some confidence, then you can start with 1 minute speech. Then in the second month we can go for 2 minute speech. So we will slowly and gradually uplift you. Okay, so there will be 9-10 people minimum, camera always looking at you, everyone. So that should prepare you and should build your confidence. And I'm telling you, people who could not speak a single sentence are able to speak for 5 minutes, and we have to stop because 5 minutes is our limit. So Avani, I can personally take this challenge to coach you, and you will have direct access to me if you go for the premium program. Any other questions? We can take 1 or 2 questions more. Izaz and Avani, please let me know if I answered your question to your satisfaction. Okay, great. I can see your. Yes, all right. So we have 5 more minutes. I can take some question. Vinuman, are you with us? Vinuman, I'm allowing you mic. Can you please turn on your mic? Vinuman, can you speak?
Audible?
Yes, you are audible. So Vinuman, I would like you to, Vinuman is our member. He had problems speaking. It was hard for him to speak even a single sentence. Now I would like you all to hear from Vinuman. How has his experience been, and what have we helped Vinuman with? Vinuman, over to you.
Yes. Thank you for the opportunity, Shivam sir. Yes, you are absolutely right. By the time I had attended the session, I think that was around 6 months back, I couldn't make even a single sentence. At that time, I had worried a lot and I couldn't open my camera due to the excess of fear and lack of confidence. And at that time, I had worried a lot. I had been struggling with this language a lot of time, and I tried to attend the program every time. I mean every week, and yes, and after a few months, nowadays I can speak not very well, but apparently well, and even I can understand something, and I can speak well. I sure. I got a lot of confidence nowadays. This is the most thing I earned from this group.
Okay, so thank you very much, Vinuman. And given not being able to speak a single sentence to speaking in our program every time, that is definitely a good work. And now, for all of your information, we are working to help Vinuman, speak better in grammatically, and we are also helping him work on his pronunciation, because if he can speak for 5 minutes now, that means his confidence issue we have solved together. I mean, I will not take all the credit. It is anyone who has been very attentive and coming to our programs. So I will just pass on this to Sashidhar, if you can hear me, and if you can share your feedback, anything that you have to share with our audience today.
Yeah, hello everyone. Good evening. It's nice to see you all. I see so many new faces today. Uh, this is my like 8th or 9th month here in this group, in this community. It's not that I don't know English. I'm an author myself. So I've authored 3 books so far. So it's not that I don't know English It's that I cannot speak fluently just because of the reason I don't interact with people much. In the sense, not just with the colleagues, they adjust with your language, no matter what you speak, right? So when I'm speaking, and I'm a middle management guy, so when I have to speak with the leadership, when I have to speak with the clients as well, businesses involved, so I need to have my fluency going on, right? So that only happens when you are constantly speaking with people and learning. So talking with colleagues might or might not improve you, but you will have less to learn something. So this community gives you that opportunity, not just, I would say opportunity would be a wrong word. This community will give you the open door to interact with people who will never judge you, who will never judge you what you're speaking. So everybody learns from you something, everybody teaches you something. So everybody is active and very proactive learners are also there in the community. So I wish you will make a good choice if you choose to join this community. And yeah, if you're joining, I'll see you there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shashidhar. So, as I told you, we have some members who are, in the advanced learning level. So, Shashidhar is, one of our asset that is how I consider. So, it's me, it's Shashidhar, and then we have also Mugda and few other people. So, they help, in the community greatly. They speak with, they practice with almost everyone. All right. So, if you want to reach out, so you can, when you join the community, you can message me, you can message Sashidhar, and whenever any one of us is free, we can feel free to come, just get on the call with you and speak with you, right? And to coach you. So it's like a, like your family taught you how to speak your regional language. It's that family who will teach you how to speak English language. So it's one sentence definition of our platform. So I have put in the, link again for you to enroll if some of you want to. And if any one of you have any specific question, I would love to take. And yes, I see Avani have this question. Do you also work on voice tone, pitch, pace, etc.? Yes. So Avani, I'm not sure if you saw these slides. So in slide one of our speakers, he basically recorded his assignment, his speech, and then he sent it in the group. So we asked him to work on flow. We asked him to, improve his pace. So as I told you, if you make 10 pronunciation mistake, our community, our people of our psychology, we will only correct you 3 to 4 at a time. Because if we correct all of the pronunciation and everything all the time, you will feel discouraged. So we basically help you with anything that surrounds English. We even share enough content for you so that you can learn how to speak or what to speak, you know. So the link to basically once you enroll for the Prabhu Ram is asking kindly share the link to join the community. So it's actually paid. So once you pay, you will automatically be added. Once you pay, you will be contacted by one of us, and then you will be added to the WhatsApp group. So for premium members, we have WhatsApp group, and many people are active there. So you would need you to place your enrollment to get into our groups, our community. And if at all, if 3,999 looks like a bigger amount to you, you can choose EMI options, and there are almost any payment options that are available. It is available with us. Okay, so I think with this, we have come to the end of our program. And